surprised, and so on and so forth. There's another lesson in this. How many of you like the idea of change? Okay, that's about what, 30%? Yeah? How many of you take it kindly when somebody asks you to change? That's one. Two. Okay, considerably reduced, right? Everybody loves the idea of change, but when change is inflicted upon us, we have a tendency to resist that. And when you're going out there pitching your dreams, you're going to have a similar encounter of people who might not look at the world the way you look, or people who might not think of the world the way you think. And you might think, I'm an engineer, boss. I will out-logic this guy. He puts logic, I'll also put logic. Right? How many of you have felt happy at the end of a logical argument when you have lost? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay. So that's 6 liars in this group. I'm just kidding. So what happens is, when somebody confronts logic with logic, and you feel small, you feel that your view has been turned away or put down, it's very difficult for you to like the person. It takes a lot of fortitude within yourself to put your ego aside and say, boss, main galat tha aur aap sahi the. Right? That's what happens when you confront logic with logic. Fighting fire with fire sounds great on paper, but that's not how fire is fought. Right? You win fire with water. Now you go into the world and you're going in front of a panel and you're going to convince them about your dreams. You're going to use a lot of Excel sheets, data, numbers and all that. All that is important. I'm not saying no. But please understand, the world does not operate only on this. Otherwise, Rajnikant would not work. India would not be a 70,000 crore advertising business. Imagine if you were to design brand campaigns for automobile brands. How do you do it? It will get into torque specifications, it will get into fuel efficiency, you will like really power, like nitty-gritty, right? But there is something much more beyond all this logic, which you will find out when you propose to the girl of your dreams and eventually marry her. There's no logic there. Okay? But it will happen at some point. Anyway, so in that as a context, the background, what I was thinking would be a good structure for us to go forward is, you will be given 5 minutes now, each team, as a prep round for tomorrow. Does it make sense to you guys? This is not your engineering class, Papa. Please, I want some smiles, I want laughter, I want you guys to talk back to me. Alright? So, does this make sense? I want you guys to tell me yes or no. If you don't think it makes sense, then we'll move on, we'll do something else. One of the most fundamental things that we fail to do is prepare. When I say prepare, preparing, reading silently in your mind is one thing. Standing in front of 3 people who are going to give you money and really pitching, there's no practice. You said, I do this, then you stand there and boom, you'll go back. So last night I was coaching somebody who's going to present in front of 20,000 people. So in front of the CEO of Cisco, they do something called the Cisco Leadership Day, and this gentleman was going to present. And I was working with him last night. And the problems that you will have are pretty much the problems he will have, albeit at a slightly different level. So one of the ideas that I was thinking as to how I could add value to you is to actually give you an opportunity to prep today, and let's crowdsource feedback. Regardless of team, and I just checked with Vishnu, it's not like your ideas are so confidential that you're worried that somebody else might take it away or they might steal your thunder or whatever. You're all together, you're all competing, but you're all here to learn as well. how many of you want to use this opportunity to actually prepare for tomorrow by actually doing it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got a decent. Okay, so let's go by numbers. Who wants to go first? Come on, guys. You guys are all entrepreneurs. Okay. You guys, okay. Can you just make a note of the order? Okay, that's first. Who's second? Second. Okay, third. Third. Okay. Are you guys getting it? No? Okay. So just come and give your names and whatever, and we'll start immediately. So tomorrow your section is 6 minutes and 4 minutes Q&A, if I'm correct. Right? You have no idea.
Likely you will go second. Yeah, the second.
So I think that's the construct. Has everybody told them what the construct is for tomorrow? Yeah. So 6 minutes is your talk, and 4 minutes is Q&A for tomorrow. So no PowerPoint, no Excel sheets, whatever. You come here and make the best pitch you've ever made. If you make mistakes, it's all right. Don't worry about it. Now what I want the rest of you guys to do is to think of two things: what worked and what didn't work. Please don't be debilitating, because you will also be presenting, you will also be talking, you will also be sharing your ideas and your dreams. You wouldn't want somebody to scuttle it down. Don't focus so much on the idea. That's what the VC is there for. Focus on the content and the narrative and the delivery. It's just that. Can we do that? Okay guys, so you've got their names. How many teams do you have in order? Two. What's the third one? Third one is them. Fourth? Okay, just keep an eye out, no?
5, 5.
Fifth?
7. You guys rates for 6. This is brain spark. 7.
Listen when you are presenting. Keep your eyes and ears open, make notes and give feedback. Okay? Alright?
Hi everybody, good afternoon. Our team is called Canant Innovations, and we are on a mission to democratize cold storage, to make it available to large scale, not only to the large scale traders, but at the scale of small scale farmers. So as you all know, we have a huge shortage in cold storages, not only on the hardware cold storage, but in the cold storage logistics. To give a number, it's about 85% deficit of the demand. So we are working on the logistics part. So what we are trying to do is to make this cold storage logistics available to or accessible to the small scale farmers so that they can afford them. What we are trying to do is that we are scaling the whole cold storage into small boxes where you can put your stuffs inside, whatever. It can be an agri product, it can be milk, it can be pharmaceuticals, medicines inside it, and use any logistics system that you have in place, a van, a cycle, or a Tata S, to move it from one place to another. So what happens right now is that for a reefer truck or a refrigerator truck, you pay 32 rupees per kilometer, while when I take a Tata S, or a normal Tata S, I pay 18 rupees per kilometer. So leveraging on this difference, we can now transport goods, add value to it because it is being stored at a lower temperature, and then transport it to point A to point B at a much lower cost. That is 18 rupees per kilometer. Thank you.
Do you have anything to add? That is kind of sounded up, right? That's an elevator pitch. Okay, brilliant. Anything more to add?
No.
This is it, right? Sweet and simple. Yeah? Alright. Guys, feedback. What worked? Go for it. Come on, don't be shy. Yes.
How big is this box?
No. This is feedback.
Okay.
This is telling
Okay.
if you are as you are in the audience, what worked? As in, how do you like their pitch? What was good about their pitch? And then the second one is, what did work? What could they do better? What could they do differently?
Yeah,
Please.
I actually like how we demonstrate how in practical cases like that is, you can use it and demonstrate in the customer point of view.
Okay, brilliant. So there was a direct connect. He was specific, and that's what you like. Okay, all right. Anybody else?
How is it reliable? That's not clear.
How it is reliable?
So is that how
Yeah, it's not clear.
what's not working is it will come in that?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
All right, okay. Anybody else? What's working? What worked? In this pitch, what worked? No. Again, I'm telling you, this is not to judge the business efficiency of that model or questions. These two guys came and gave you an idea or spoke to you about an idea. So was the idea strong and was it delivered well? We're focusing only on that. So was that good? Fantastic. That's another feedback. All right. Anybody else? So setting the context was an important part of the storytelling process. Okay. So that's got nothing to do with storytelling right now, right? So that could be an exploration. They found a niche in the marketplace. All that is covered with your other mentoring sessions and setting up your MVP, and you're likely to have more mentoring sessions. I'm trying to divorce storytelling from these elements. There are other experts who are filling all these gaps. I'm here to tell you how to present like a champion. How to be a great storyteller. Yeah? Okay, thank you so much for your time. Yeah? Good job.
What does our app do? It's a mobile-based application. So what we do is we create an ecosystem for the healthcare in the country. We connect all the dots of healthcare, be it patient, doctor, pharmacies, laboratories, ambulances, anything. We connect them all together. So we are completing the ecosystem of healthcare as such. At the moment, the present scenario has a few niche apps as such, but they're not connected together, and there is nothing that combines both of them. You may have an app for a certain function and have an app for another function. So that leads to the user downloading 800 apps on his phone, and that is just redundant for the user. The second advantage for us is our app is very easy to use. All you have to do is just post a question and our app will take care of the rest. We are here to liberate you from the monotonous drop-down list, selecting what specialty you want, what doctor you want, area, etc., etc. The features will be explained by.
Yeah, so this is what all you can do with the app. Now, say when you're in the need of a doctor or an ambulance, just put in a question. Our app gives you the best doctors. You can talk to them, consult them, or book appointments. And then again, at the time of you can upload your health documents, reports, prescriptions, anything on the cloud through our app. At the time of appointment, the doctor gets all your records immediately during the appointment. Once your appointment is over, say your doctor gives you a prescription. This prescription will be flashed to nearby pharmacies. With this, say by the time you're home, your medicines are already there. And again, during your recovery phase, we have a personal health assistant which keeps track of your vitals, gives you reminders. Basically, say this is an app which takes care of you like your mother or your girlfriend, but it's very cost effective.
Okay. Brilliant, Aina. Anything more to add? Okay, brilliant. All of you guys are doing elevator pitches, man. Use your time. You have 4 minutes. Don't worry. You're not going to do an elevator pitch tomorrow, right?
No.
You'll be okay. The context I get is because you'll be using a PowerPoint, you'll be using a text. Okay, all right. So guys, what worked?
So where you explain why you need this app?
Did he explain why we need it? Or did he explain?
Redundancy of downloading so many apps, except that one app.
That's one, yeah, but the core why. The core why should this app exist? Did he go there? Okay, fine. But still, good feedback was the fact that you managed to answer the why in some confidence. Anybody else? What worked? What was good? Guys, come on, don't be stingy. This is called groupthink. Everybody is thinking that somebody else will speak up, let me keep quiet. confident? Did they sound confident to you? Yeah. So is that feedback that you would want to give them? Right? Because of the delivery, there was a certain sense that, hey, these guys know what they're talking about. Yeah? Okay, what didn't work? No idea. Yes.
They actually missed to tell the problem at the very first because
Uh-huh,
they first heard the
uh-huh.
solution.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay.
Between there was some reason that why we need it and
Sure.
the solution.
Okay. So context setting could have been done in a much better way, right? Sure. All right. That's feedback. Thank you so much.
We are actually providing the software and the hardware support throughout the time, and since the product has a long shelf life, we will make most of our revenues from the maintenance part. Okay. As for the competition, luckily our competition is there. It's a cheaper solution, but it's say a 99% safe. And in safety business, 99 and 99.9 is a very big difference. So we are more efficient. Definitely, we are more costlier, but they actually have sell this thing to the government 2 months back, and that actually proves that the customer actually requires this thing. So we have an improved solution, little costlier, and we will provide that either directly to the government or to the big companies who are currently the customers of who are currently making the bogies and that things for the government.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Feedback. What worked?
It's
Yes.
slow and calm,
Okay.
so
Good.
it's easier to grasp.
Brilliant.
I like how we use facts and figures, to make his speech more
Yes.
authentic.
Credible.
Credible.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what-
Fantastic. Great. That's good feedback. Anybody else? What worked? Was the idea very sexy? No, in the sense that was it like a interesting problem to solve? Or did he make it that way? Okay, let's focus on the good stuff. What worked? What would you like to tell him? Good job about what? What else? He got everybody's attention. Okay, lovely. How did he do that? Okay, all right. What if he spoke so loudly? He'll still get attention, right? But what you liked about it was he was calm, he was methodical, and he was evenly paced, and it kind of held your attention. Is that correct? Okay, all right. Anybody else? What worked?
He told about like whatever he's doing now and what are the future business prospects for it. That was
Okay, he didn't stop just with the product. He actually gave you line of sight into money and profits and pricing and all that, right? Yeah? Okay, brilliant. Anything else? Okay, what didn't work?
initially it looked like some project kind of thing. The way he was saying like
Good, excellent. All right, okay, all right. Look like a project. Please believe you me, tomorrow when you're presenting, it's not your project, right? You guys are pitching for serious money, and you could have a successful business very soon. And there's a gradual transition that happens when you're presenting your college project to actually meaning business. All right, what else? What didn't work? Any other feedback you'd like to give him about what he could do better? No? All right, thank you so much. Okay, who's next? Come, come. Yes, off you go.
So good
financial, we're in the financial space. So first and foremost thing, I want to start off with a question. So how many of you have been taught how financial planning works?
Raise of hands, that's what she's asking. Raise your hands.
No? None? None? So there is this one concept in India that usually financial planning is not taught as such to young people. It basically is acquired over time, and it comes through experience, not through teaching and things like that. So point is, what we see is that what they earn monthly, and when you look at how much they keep a tab on their expenditure, it's again like more than 50 to 70% of people do not keep a tab on their expenditure or just do it monthly. And that's where you again go from paycheck to paycheck. So instant care, what we provide is a solution wherein you can, as you buy something, you're saving at the same time. So what we do is say you buy a cup of tea, chai, okay? Say it costs you 14 bucks or 15 bucks. So what's the left out change? 5 bucks. We round it out to 20. We take 5 bucks, put it into a savings account under our system. So what happens is you have a savings account, which is again your money, in a separate account, which you can, basically in the end take out. So this is what we majorly do. This is our solution, but we want to address one more factor. So as I said, financial planning is something you start off, but it's a journey. Learning how to do financial planning. So we start off with starting with savings, but we need to look at a larger picture of things. So once you start savings, you will definitely end up saving a good amount of money, and you will want to go ahead and you will want to start investing, start looking into how you can grow your money. So we provide a small platform. Right now we are looking into mutual funds and small micro investing platform that we want to extend as. So once you have saved enough money, there will be a threshold point, say 500 rupees. You can start investing through us, through the same app, in mutual funds or in any other investing spaces. So that will help you again, make money through mutual funds and make you understand how exactly it works. So this is what exactly we are trying to do, and we definitely have a plan to even further expand and completely take a person right from youth to his, keep him as a customer for his entire life. So that definitely adds a lot of value to not just the person, even to us. So that is what chai is. And
I'm talking about the revenue models of a chai.
yeah.
Now,
You have 30 seconds.
in case of revenue models, we make a revenue out of the advertisements based on subscription fees for each user. And again, a subscription fees, it's again a percentage-based model where the person who is investing less than 1,500 per month is not at all charged. Who is investing 1,500 to 10,000 will be charged fees free amount. Who is investing greater than 30,000 will be certain higher amount of percentage will be considered as a subscription fees. And other revenue for us is it will charge an investment, we will charge certain amount of certain percentage of money from a mutual fund investment, mutual fund distributor point of view. Whenever the AMC is investing for the mutual funds, we'll take the certain percentage from a profit percentage as a revenue from us. This is how the basic revenue model works. And the unique selling part of our chai is we use a reinforcement learning techniques to build a time series model for each and every user. The time series, the pattern, we track in each and every expenditure pattern from each user, and then based on that, we'll suggest the relevant ads or we suggest a relevant percentage to direct from the subscription fees. Okay, that's all about the unique selling part and the basic revenue model. And this is Avinash from the design department.
I'm Manasa, and we have 3 more people who couldn't make it today, who aren't being able to present here. So this is ch.ai, this is Chai. Thank you.
Right, guys, what work? Yes.
It started with a question, that actually attracts attention of all the.
Excellent, excellent. Let's start with a question. Yeah?
Try to build up a base, then
Okay, build context. But the first one was he asked a question. So immediately, everybody's scrambling. They're trying to figure out answers. Could the question have been better? Yeah, sure. But it was still a question. Yeah? So that's good feedback. What else?
they stated the current scenario and then proceed on.
How do you know that's the correct scenario?
People don't know how to use the right scenario.
Ah, okay. So they got instant validation when she said, how many of you are aware of financial planning? No hands went up. So that was validation. If 90 of them had said yes, then that's invalidated. Yeah? Okay, great, great. Anybody else? What worked? Man, this 2:30 to 3:30 slot is a bad idea. That way in Chennai? Okay. Okay, what else? What else? What worked? What didn't work? What about body language? Yes, yes.
Initially from the beginning, most of the time she
That'll be a little louder.
most of the time she was just explaining problems.
What could she have done?
Be concise on the problem and explain more of the solution which is presented. Which she
All right. Okay. That's good feedback.
Yes.
Anything else? What did yes?
You were mentioning about some data, but you didn't mention about the source. So if there way you can suggest some source,
Yes,
it
yes.
will be more credible. And
Oh, brilliant. Okay, okay. What kind of data did she give?
some 30%.
35%.
Ah, okay. She didn't assign a particular board or a body behind it. That would have given it more credibility, right? So what you're asking for is more credibility. Yeah? Okay, what else? Yes?
He said that they are using RL. So
What are the
RL.
Ah, okay.
So now most of the people are using RL here. So you
Yeah.
have to be clear about how they are using it and how they are.
Yeah, go again. Yeah, just like 30 seconds. Okay, anybody else? Any other feedback? What didn't work? Yes?
His talk was too technical for a non-technical person like me, like RL as you
Got
mentioned.
that. Got
I
that.
have no idea what RL is,
Okay.
so I was not able to relate to it.
Okay, alright. Hopefully the VC will.
Yeah.
Kind of this thing. But we're focusing on the narrative. We're focusing on the idea and how they're expressing it. That's what this session is about. What about confidence? What about body language? What about voice?
I think he spoke too slow. Right? You
Yeah,
can say-
yeah. All right.
Yes.
And could you hear her? Loud and clear? Yeah? You got Superman here. Okay, anybody else? I will give you specific feedback as and when we go to each team. Any other feedback? That's it? Alright, great job. Thank you so much. Next team, guys.
IoT-based emergency services calling system. So basically, we know that being in India, we have come across so many number of accidents, right? We take so many measures to prevent these accidents, and yet we don't find such sustainable and sufficient methods to grab onto them. So with the advent of technology that is we are coming across in everyday life, we have to make sure that we make the most best utilization of these things. So we are looking for a solution where we are enabling the calling of the emergency services so that we can get to the place of accidents as fast as we can. So initially, let me put out a little bit of statistics, right? We have like 37 to 39 million working bikes in India, right? Out of which the bike accidents along the national highways happen in around 60 to 70%, right? So in this 60 to 70%, the delay in emergency services to reach a spot to make that impact of accident much more severe is actually around 60%. So you can actually like imagine the worsening impact that the accident would incur in the delay in the emergency services. So to actually worsen that, to actually better the reduction of the accidents, we're going to look for a solution based on IoT-enabled emergencies. That is, we have created a product which, when an accident is occurred, based on the impact of the vehicle in that accident, it will intimate a voltage signal to the service signal, wherein the appropriate emergency services would be channeled out to reach that place. And one more important thing to note is that the emergency services that we are trying to rope in is actually only accessible which is nearby to the action spots. That is, let's say that is happening somewhere along the NS7 space, right? So along the NS7 highway, we don't have all around the emergency services stationed all over the places, right? So what we make sure is that we take in the necessary data from the NHRI, where they keep in all these relevant data of the emergency service stations, right? So we ping the nearest emergency service station, and then just as soon as the accident happens, the information is pinged to that emergency space, and then as soon as the information is pinged there, they'll be given this charted map to reach that spot in the shortest time with the least congested traffic space. So in that way, we are also looking into a space where we are entering into a business not just from a lucrative aspect, but also, let's say that being a responsible Indian, we would also get on a moral ground a much more satisfying peace of mind. So in that way, we're just not making a sustainable business. We're also moving into a space where we are actually improving people's life. And as you can see, the growth model of this industry is not something very erratic. Like if you take the instances of Facebook or Snap, Facebook or Twitter or something like that, the growth of these kind of businesses are very erratic. That is, at one point the popularity just peaks out of everything, right? It just grows up like a volcano and just reaches its peak. After reaching its peak, it will maintain like a popularity sustained level. Like it will be somewhere in between these two levels, right? After reaching these two levels, after reaching that level, it's a gambling game. We don't know whether that system will sustain or not. Where when it comes across a huge obstacle, like let's say what happened to Facebook with Cambridge Analytics, it will just drop down like an avalanche. So we just can't say anything about those kind of businesses. Whereas in these kind of businesses, the growth is only substantiated with the involvement of the responsible public. So we are not only making a product which is sellable to every space of the market, but also something which is necessary to grab onto. So in that way, the growth model is actually very sustainable. It will be in the process though, it will be very, very slow, but the slope will always be increasing. So,
Oh, you have something to add? You have 30 seconds, great. No? Alright, great. Feedback, please.
What is the product?
IoT-based emergency services. That is, when an accident occurs in a place, we have a device which senses the accident happening, and then emergency services will be
That device
called
will be in the car or something.
in that bike. I mean, it's a portable device. It will not only be sitting onto cars or bikes. It could be any other logistic devices or anything like that. We actually made it into a modular.
Everyone should have that.
Yeah, it's an accessory.
Okay.
I mean, initially we started out with the helmet module, but then we thought about the manufacturing part, where people would be having difficulties in manufacturing from automobile industry towards the consumer space, so that making it as an accessory would have a much more expansion into the consumer market.
Okay, so that could have helped you understand it a little better, right?
Yeah.
That was one kind of a thing that was good. Yeah, where is it going to be at? Yeah, alright, okay. What's good, what worked?
I think it really caught our attention. That was another really.
Did it distract you or did it add to what he was? Okay, it added to what he was saying. Brilliant. Okay, that was a new way, right? Somebody is talking about it. There's no PowerPoint, and he is using figures and whatever, right? So there is some amount of interest. He did something different. Yeah. Okay. Huh? Go ahead. As if they were congruent. Whatever he was talking and he was drawing, it was okay. Makes sense. Okay, that's good feedback. Anything else? What didn't work? Yes.
I felt it would have been better if he did the writing as well, because to some extent that did distract me from what he was creating. Like I was getting
Even I
distracted.
was
from-
surprised with his writing.
So
Alright, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not like a pre-rehearsed kind of
Exactly,
thing.
yeah, so if
Tomorrow you guys are going to do it with PowerPoints
Exactly,
and
yeah.
whatever. The whole idea is to be comfortable talking about your idea, like how you talk in, with your friends over chai, and present to serious investors. It has to have that feel that you've done this hundreds of times. You know what it is. You can go 6 questions deep on this. That should not come up a question. What has to come up are the other elements that we are working on right now. Yeah? Alright, thank you so much. Anybody else? Yes?
Automatic tool selection. Automatic tool selection is a program, right? We're saying automatic. That means the input is being given by not a human being but a machine. I'm assuming that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So for this application in Board, our tool is automatically selected,
Yes, sir.
right? Based on some programming that you have done behind.
Yes.
Saying that for this type of wood, this is the tool that you select. For this type of intricate design, this is the tool you have to select. We have given all that, right? Now what I am saying is, who decides that it is soft tool? Employee. Employee decides that it is soft.
Sir,
Employee decides that it is intricate design. Right? The machine doesn't know.
Sir, the thing is, the employee will select the type of food which he has to be worked on.
Correct.
So that's it. Then what the machine do is that it will select this type of tool is apt for.
Convert it into 5x also?
yes.
Do you? 5x will be tough, is it? Okay, there are different complex problems to solve. And do you have any competitor in India for this? Have you checked the market scenario?
Sir, now CNC recruiters are only imported, sir. So we thought that the estimated cost will be from 6 lakhs to 12 lakhs, and the importing charges are not mentioned. So the cost of the machine only is 6 to 12 lakhs.
And how soon you can start production? Like if you get ordered today, how soon you can deliver the machine?
Now, phase 1, we have first year we are planning for 4 missions, sir. But at the end of 5 years, we will be planning.
No, I'm just asking you a very specific question. If I, like somebody order you today,
Some customers there.
so like are you foolproof? You have a foolproof plan, or you can deliver and make the guarantee of operation?
Okay, sir. We can do it.
You can do it. Like so it's tested, commission. So
We have 3 types of functions, sir. One is a predefined and another is manual and customized. So in predefined, we at the back end calculate spindle speed and depth so that error will be minimized. So
how much money you need for starting the production?
Sir, we have went on the BTUs, business website, placed on orders. When the customer places the order, we will be manufacturing.
How long will it take to
producing.
build them?
Sir,
How long does it take to build one?
build a single part. Sir, we have calculated at the end of 5 years we will be manufacturing.
We are talking about.
Just now, yeah.
To modify this for metal, sir, but we started from wood, so
It can the same technology, same setup.
Same
but the
setup.
high speed motor will be required for
Better
metal.
material.
You know, the tools will be changed, but the rest of the things will be
this is the complete profile, sir.
sir, it is also a sir. We reduce the speed by using DFE.
So just tell me like how much percentage of the work is copied, like means like research from the previous technology, or how much percentage new work in this? Just
We have the slide what is in the existing CNCs and what is
just show that's it. So I think that will be very. So that is copying some hardware is something different, but innovation we have done in this. You can produce in 30 lakhs.
Sir, 30 lakhs is for only installation for
resetting of the
so we are on the order basis.
we acquire money from the customers, sir. So for initial setup, we need 30 lakhs for building plants, electricity, license. So after building that, we are on the order basis. So we raw material amount will be collected from them. So only the labor fee and only.
So how much parts is imported or like local?
Oh, that's very good.
Just we can. How much minutes are left? Yeah. Okay, we can talk offline.
We can talk offline on this.
Okay, so just okay. Good.
Sir, it's a bill of the raw material. You can see.
I saw that is there in the profile you have sent. It is there.
Sir?
Profile you have sent. It is there.
So how many imported parts? Just quickly.
Imported parts.
It is all available around our area also. So we haven't imported any of that. Around Coimbatore, and we have got that ball screws and all are available. They are readily available spares.
In the market, sir.
Good job. So your
I
seniors
like your
are
teamwork. You're really
teamwork,
presenting
and your seniors are mentoring you, or your professors are mentoring you?
So our seniors and
Professors.
honestly speaking, our entire department is encouraging us to do this.
So which college you are from?
Kongi Engineering College.
We'll get that information. Okay. Thank you. Very detailed. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
But you complete your graduation. Don't
No,
start.
sir, we are pursuing
Second year. Just walk up without graduation.
What
Will be a problem.
so we are night and day working in the.
It's a project work you have taken, or like thought project? How you reached to CNC?
Sir, I am from India, near Chennai, and in my place there is one CNC recruiter. So I went and see them, and we study mechatronics. We are curious about CNC.
So who is the founder of the idea? Like, who started first thinking about CNC? Out of 4, this. CNC actual cost. What is the market?
Sir.
No CNC come in 10 lakh rupees.
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
Also,
Like 40 lakh
Sir,
rupees
first
minimum
we
basic
need-
CNC.
First our project is low cost CNC. So then on optimization, first we built only CNC, sir. Then we found out the design errors. So we came to retrofitting accessories.
There is one other guy who has founded this CNC, the vertical CNC, which is 4 lakh rupees outside, and you can see the video. That guy has done an amazing job. Because I have a huge wooden setup, so I have all the hanky-panky machines like which is.
Yeah, we'll touch base.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Wish you
you,
all the
sir.
best.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Good job.
Students looked at when we were in our colleges. So the range of technologies, the range of industries being covered is also pretty impressive, and we really hope that the multi-pronged approach of looking at boot camps, looking at Elevate as a pitch festival, and the training being given for all these startups in order to do well in these final performances is a contribution that IIT Chennai has been doing very well. Really wish all the best, and we really wish that many more such annual events happen, and the industry benefits from it in terms of creation of startup and enterprises in the future.
Yeah, this is my second time I'm coming for Bootcamp. Last year I was here. I see a lot of marked improvement in the quality of startups. Keep it up, it's a good job.
It is my first time to IIT Madras and for this e-summit. A great initiative, very good ideas, enthusiastic participants, good teamwork, and I think a great initiative towards better future.
Yeah, I'm really thrilled to be part of this whole event. First time I'm coming to such event, and I was looking forward, and really it is more than what I expected. A lot of good ideas. I can see the enthusiasm and the people, and we obviously we can see the future is very bright. Looking at the ideas which they are giving, and I think some of the ideas are really mind-boggling, and can really thinking ahead. So I'm very excited, and I hope this exercise really is taken to the next level, and I wish all the best to everybody. And thanks for giving me the